In this month's edition of Metal Hammer Magazine, there's a very cool interview with Jack Black and Kyle Gass of Tenacious D, and they sit down for a career-spanning conversation with the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. They talk to him about a number of different topics, including some of his favorite live acts, really memorable moments throughout his career. And Ozzy says during the conversation that he feels the state of modern heavy metal is pretty much rehashed. It is a controversial opinion. He doesn't really feel like there is a lot of originality currently in heavy metal, and it's just kind of recycling the same old ideas, and many of which he obviously brought to the forefront through Black Sabbath. So this is what Ozzy Osbourne had to say in that very cool conversation with Tenacious D. Before we continue, if you could take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button for the latest news and updates about your favorite bands. And also, don't forget, we've teamed up with our friends at DWP for a giveaway to one of these festivals on your screen. If you win, you get to pick. So enter to win down at the link in the description. You have nothing to lose, and I think you have some pretty good chances of winning. So Ozzy Osbourne sat down with Tenacious D to talk about his legendary, iconic career, and this is what he had to say. Jack Black said, "Ozzy was my introduction to heavy metal music. I bought Blizzard of Oz back in the early 80s. It changed my life. He's a true inspiration and a hero of mine, but I'm pretty nervous right now. I might be too scared to interview Ozzy." Jack Black asked him, "Do you remember the first song that you enjoyed as a child?" Ozzy said, "The song that made me decide what I want to do in life was She Loves You by the Beatles. I had this blue transistor radio. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I went, fuck, what is this? It was so profound. They had just fired my imagination. I wanted to be a Beatle. I wanted Paul McCartney to marry my sister. My bedroom was covered in fucking Beatles pictures." Kyle said, "I felt the same way when I saw them on Ed Sullivan when I was 4 years old. It was like, why would you want to do anything else?" Ozzy said, "My son asked me one day why I liked the Beatles. I said, for me it was as profound as going to bed in a world that was black and white and waking up to a world of color." Jack Black said, "What was the best concert that you ever saw? Is there one that stands out?" Ozzy said, "I think Paul McCartney. He's my idol, you know. I was once explaining to a reporter that the way I felt about McCartney and the Beatles, and you know what? This kid says, that's the way I feel about you. I almost fell over. I was freaked out. I never think of myself like that. I try to be as normal as I can." Jack said, "But in the way that people think of the Beatles as inventing rock and roll, I think of Black Sabbath as inventing heavy metal." Ozzy said, "It's a nice thought, but we were very influenced by The Who, Led Zeppelin, Kinks. Fucking hell, when I heard the Kinks, You Really Got Me, I bought the single and I played it to fucking death. I couldn't stop listening to it. I don't get that anymore with the music that I hear. I don't listen to much modern music. There's no new music at all. It's all fucking rehashed." Jack said, "Those are all great bands that you mentioned, but Black Sabbath invented a genre in my opinion. You changed the landscape of modern music." Ozzy said, "If people want to believe that, that's great, but I don't go around like, oh, I'm the singer of Black Sabbath, I invented this or that. With Black Sabbath, it was a great camp to be in. Tony Iommi was the law. He was the guy. I've never yet met a guitar player that can play such demonic riffs." Obviously, Ozzy Osbourne is like the all-time great, but I disagree with him here on this. I think there are a lot of strong bands that are out there now that are putting out some really great material. Just two examples that would come to mind is, for one, Sleep Token. It's a very original album. It has all different types of influences and genres. I think the future is going to be very bright for that band. You look at a band like Bring Me the Horizon that incorporates a lot of heavy metal too, but they've got a lot of electronic elements as well. I think the difference is, though, that neither one of those bands will probably ever be as big as a band like Black Sabbath because of the time they were in, where people's attention were much more easy to get them to pay attention to one thing. Now there are so many different forms of entertainment that people can enjoy that it's just kind of difficult to get people to stop scrolling TikTok or whatever social media platform they're looking at and kind of pay attention to that one singular thing. And I don't think that necessarily is a testament that the bands are bad or the music isn't good. I just think that people's attention spans are much more short these days when you've got people watching YouTube like here, which I love, and everything. So, you know, but that's also not to say that any of these bands are going to be as influential as a band like Black Sabbath was or Ozzy Osbourne. And so, you know, his perspective is not unwarranted. It's just I think a lot of people would disagree. But most importantly, what I want to hear, as always, is what you think about this down in the comments, always keeping it respectful and insightful, and I appreciate that. And if you like this video and you can take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button and join the conversation over on the Rock Feed Instagram, where I'm posting about all sorts of stuff you don't see here, you can join the conversation there. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.